In the forest late at night, Misao is contemplating his life, wanting to end it all. As he tried putting on the rope over his neck, a dark figure could be seen watching from afar. This made him panic as someone saw him. Upon a closer look, it was a zombie girl. For a brief moment, the two stood still in a dazed gazing upon one another. Misao screamed at the top of his lungs for seeing a monster. On the other hand, the zombie girl also screamed for seeing someone killing themselves. They both panicked seeing each other, where Misao questioned what kind of living being is she. She formally introduced herself for being a zombie who lives in this dark and gloomy forest, and currently she is dead, or to be exact, undead. Misao couldn't believe seeing a real-life zombie in front of him. Misao still ponders if this is a prank or an illusion, as she can't really be dead and it's probably makeup. The zombie girl in return questioned Misao on why he's trying to end his life. Hearing this, he nervously looked away, exclaiming it doesn't really concern her at all for whatever the reason is. As, after all, there's no way someone who's already dead would understand the pain of a person who's still alive. He reveals constantly hearing voices inside his head. These words contain hateful comments, wishing him to be dead, and puts his life to no value, calling him sinful. Becoming sick of repeatedly hearing these words, he decided it would be best to give in, which he asks to leave him alone and let him end his life. Hearing his sad story, the zombie girl cried. She immediately called him an idiot with a slap on the face, hurling him away as he clung to the rope with his neck. This ultimately broke the tree branch, causing him to fall. The zombie girl confessed not being able to understand his pain and suffering, but no matter what the reason he has, dying is not the absolute solution to this. She exclaims that they should live so that fortunate, happy things can occur going forward. This is either to convey love to someone else or overcoming one's weaknesses and traumas. Life would be more fulfilling with these ideas, which in return the world will embrace them with flowers and light. As Misao is still recovering from the slap, she screamed that life is incredible, thanking God, which she asks Misao to not die just because of a silly reason. Hearing this made him rethink about his decision, as he doesn't actually feel like dying. Bidding farewell to head home for now, the zombie girl misunderstood this, being happy that he must have realized how wrong he was. We are then introduced to the Forbidden Forest. A long time ago, a terrible incident occurred which caused the entire forest to be sealed off completely. None of the people in the nearby town come anywhere this place. That's why Misao chose this place to end his life. But yet he ponders, what's the deal with the zombie girl being there? He wonders if the reason why this place was sealed off was because of the zombie girl monster. His thoughts got interrupted as the voices came over him like a flood, questioning why he isn't dead and telling him to die profusely. The next day arrives as a group of children is seen playing. As soon as Misao arrives, they seem to avoid him and silently watching from afar. All he cared about is silently disappearing from the world, and unfortunately, there are not places to do so in the Forbidden Forest, which before he realized, he returned the very next day as he was about to set up the rope. A scary figure behind him creeped up, startling and scaring him. The monster figure suddenly exclaims of getting him good. It's then revealed that it's the same zombie girl from the other day. Misao called her to be one hell of a zombie, as he would have never imagined to encounter her 2 days in a row. The zombie girl then disagrees of him ending himself. As such, she will name this strategy of the "I don't want you to die in a scary forest" like this battle plan. Misao is confused hearing her words, questioning why does she care so much about him anyway. The zombie girl, on the other hand, is also confused. She revealed that she doesn't have any memories when she was still alive, not knowing her identity or how she died, but the only memory she only has is being alive is happier than being dead, which is probably the reason why she just can't ignore Misao on wanting to be dead in the first place. Misao claims with confidence that he would die no matter what and no one is going to stop him. The zombie girl then decided to propose a game out of their interest. If Misao is able to commit suicide, he would win the game, but if she stops his suicide attempts, she would win the competition. Hearing this gave Misao wary as she just decides stuff on her own, which from the next night onwards. Their little game started. The zombie girl seems to enjoy chasing him around. She eagerly tailed him around the forest, giving Misao a hard time to die quietly somewhere on his own. Their game doesn't seem to stop even on rainy and windy days. The interaction continued on, where one day as he was returning him, his head seemed to hurt a lot. The deep voice in his thoughts once again questioned how long does he intend to keep on living, and should stop. As he doesn't have any value towards a sinner like him, with his pure will, he stopped the voices with words alone, seeing as the same degrading words is getting noisy and annoying. As days goes by, he once again went to the forest. But this time, the other boys observe from a distance, which they seem to notice that lately Misao hasn't been saying stuff like he wants to die anymore, and it seems he has went back to the way he was before that incident. Upon mentioning this, his friend slapped him, asking that they shouldn't talk about it. The glasses guy noticed Misao again to head into the forest. Inside the forest, the zombie girl once again caught Misao. Out of breath, he exclaims they aren't playing. Seeing the unfair advantage that zombies has, the zombie girl interrupts, showing her appreciation towards him as she has been having so much fun recently. She revealed waking up to find out she couldn't leave the forest. As such, she was prepared to remain here alone forever. But this all changed ever since he came, as she has been having so much fun every single day, which is why she wants to thank him all along. Misao feels the same towards her. A sudden dark cloud covered the sky, making everything to be pretty dark out. He pulled out a lighter, which, upon lighting it on the zombie girl, seems to caught on fire easily. She panics, trying to put out the fire, which in the end they managed to extinguish. As Misao tried to check on her, she exclaims being alright as she never expect for her body to burn quickly. They both laugh as she is a corpse after all, and if not careful, she might caught on fire easily, although she seems to take it lightly as he did save her after all. Hearing this made Misao to finally realize that it's not so bad living, even though it's full of painful things. It doesn't seem too bad when you embrace and have fun. Hearing this made the zombie girl to declare herself as the winner. As the two were standing still, they suddenly get spooked by a sudden ray of light coming from above. Upon a closer look, it was the boys earlier, but this time, with a horrible look on his face, Misao saw this and tried to make the zombie girl run away and evade them. The boys called out to Misao in a panic, questioning if he doesn't know who the zombie girl is. The boy exclaims that zombie girl is Maria. Their voices shivered. They screamed at the top of their lungs as to why she is here. Two of the boys ran away in fear. Where Misao questioned if they knew something about her, the boy pointed out to him that the girl he was with is Maria. It is then revealed it was the girl he killed 8 years ago. His mind suddenly went blank. A sudden key with the words Maria written on it opened a part of his memory, and in an instant, a memory played. Back then, as Maria was still alive, she and Misao were childhood friends. He approached her questioning if she got hit again. She trembled in fear, seeing as she doesn't want to go back home as her parents were always fighting. This made Maria to cry in tears, as she just doesn't want to live on anymore. Back then, Misao asks that she shouldn't do so. Maria questioned as to why she is even alive in the first place. Misao suddenly exclaims that fortunate happy things to happen she must stay alive. He exclaims to Maria, cheering her up. As to convey her love to another and overcome her weaknesses, one should fill their life with these ideas and the world will embrace them with flowers and light. Hearing this made Maria to cheer up. As days goes by, she suddenly had a fight with a group of guys, including Misao. They laughed at her being silly, even teasing Misao. Misao then suddenly had the bright idea of letting her be their friend if she could pick the flower blooming down at the ravine and bringing it over to them. Hearing this, they laughed and made Maria to think it seriously, although in his head, he just wants her to give up and go home. As they tried playing, they tremble in fear as Maria climbed down the ravine. Upon seeing this, he tried calling her name out, but Maria was preoccupied in getting the flower, which ultimately she missed a step, causing her to fall. This was the last time they see each other as she fell towards her death. Maria fell into the depths of the darkness alone, leaving Misao to be left with guilt and trauma. After the incident, the adults searched the best they could but were unable to find her body, which resulted in having them banned all access to the forest. We are then back to the present, as the whole incident was a huge shock for him. As for 10 days and nights, he suffered from regret and a high fever, and upon waking up, he had forgotten everything relating to Maria. However, the afterglow of that sin remained in his consciousness, and eventually gave way to a desire for suicide. The voice compelling him to die was his all along. Maria then spoke, as this is the end. She apologized for everything as she actually remembered the whole incident, and her having no memories was all a lie. She confessed that she couldn't pass on until she met him again, with a scary and distraught figure. She finally exclaims that he finally remembered the whole incident. This made Misao to be scared and apologetic, as he didn't thought she would actually get the flower and fell to her death. With no other way out of this, he accepts his fate because of his actions. She probably hates him now, as he is the one who killed her. Maria closes in towards him, but to his surprise, she hugged him warmly and gently, as Misao cried. She exclaims that it wasn't his fault she ended up like this. She revealed saying it for the past 8 years. Although she was hoping that they could keep playing together, but now it's all over, she picked up the lighter and lighted it, exclaiming she couldn't come back to the people of this world anymore. Misao, seeing this, asks that she and him must live on together. But Maria, without a second though, put herself to a blaze. She smiled with no regrets, as her life was a happy and fortunate one, asking that he must also live his life, wanting him to keep on living. He screamed loudly, seeing her be burned to ashes, which, after a long years that have passed, he became an old man, still visiting her grave nad the forest, with the flowers she picked as she fell to her death. She wouldn't forgive him if he ever decided to die as such. He decided to keep living even with the trauma and shock. Thus ending our story. Not gonna lie guys, I cried a bit reading this while also recapping. I do hope you enjoy, as this one-shot manga gave me a lot of mixed emotions than you for watching.